Dynamic entrance kicking in the door like God. Turn up to the max, shooting energy up to the sky. Tap into the station 935, it's time to rock. Swooshy color backgrounds just to let you know we fly. Undefeated, never beaten, cause we got the skill. Striking all this black gold, you would think we had a drill. We got what you need, homie, so come and get your fill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill. It's time to anime and chill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill.
Yes, sir. And we are back with season 2.
Season 2.
Season 2
Season 2.
of Anime and Chill. With your favorite 2 N-words. The biggest anime nerds. We can say it. You can't, though. What's going on in the world today, man?
Oh, man. Back for another season. You ready for another season of this shit, man?
Oh, I'm so ready for another season. I have been itching and waiting.
I've been itching and waiting, too, to talk a little about some of the shit that I've seen.
Boy. Alright, so tonight, I think we're going to talk a little bit about some Black Widow. We're going to get into a little bit of that Loki. Maybe some theories might pop up.
Ooh,
some
yeah, ooh,
hot,
tomorrow
hot
that
season.
episode 6 tomorrow.
Bruh.
Ooh.
Well, for the listeners, it would be yesterday. So, but next week we'll have that for you. So, I also want to get into a little bit of some WWE because I have caught up since the horror show Extreme Rules, and things have been looking kind of interesting. So,
Yeah, I've been watching just old throwback clips, like the one when Stone Cold Steve Austin came to the ring in a suit.
oh yeah, we could get into some old clips because I could talk old clips all day. Was talking that with my brother's barber when I was up there getting me a lineup. All right, so yeah, we can talk some retro wrestling, but I think I want to start it out tonight with a little bit of the catch up because I didn't get to the next pay-per-view like I wanted to, but I did start catching up a little bit on what's going on. And after the horror show at Extreme Rules, Sasha and Bayley came out and was just flaunting like they were the shit. They had both titles and they were like the tag titles and both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion all at the same time. So they literally held all the gold and they was bragging and all of this and Goofy laughing and all that bullshit. And so Asuka came out and was like, no, technically you didn't beat me because Bayley's not a referee and that win didn't count. And Sasha's like, no, what are you talking about? That shit was totally legit because she was wearing the shirt. And Bayley's like, didn't you see? I had the shirt on. I mean, I was an official. So Steph comes on via the Zoom screen. Right, live via satellite, as John Cena would say. Freaking, she comes on and she's like, no. We can't have that happen. Not for the women's title. That can't go down like that. She's like, next week on Raw, we're gonna have a proper women's title match. And that's going to determine the real women's champion. Only thing is, Asuka, you don't get champion's advantage. Because in this match, if you get counted out, you lose your title. You get disqualified. So pretty much it's like you're pretty much a challenger in the match as well. So
no cheating your way out of this one.
Right.
Yeah,
so you would think it's no cheating your way out of this one. I'm gonna get to that in a second. So, Shelton Benjamin. Oh, well, before I get to Shelton Benjamin, freaking R-Truth is in the back being interviewed by one of the chicks that be interviewing people. And so MVP walks up and he's like, man, I'm about to go to the ring with Bobby Lashley. It sure would be nice to have the 24/7 champion by my side. And R-Truth is like, hey man, I appreciate the offer, but I ain't trying to get down with your little group. It seemed like y'all on some other shit, and I ain't trying to be with that. Like, but he's still on some silly shit. So MVP is like, yeah, you like being on some goofy shit. He's like, but the funny thing is, I wasn't talking to you. And he's like, what you mean, dog? I'm the 24/7 7-Eleven Highway 95 I-75 285 champion. And as he's finishing up, Shelton Benjamin kicks him with the sweetest super kick out of nowhere. Pins him.
Sweet.
Referee comes from out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden, new 24/7 champ.
I like that.
So now, MVP goes out to the ring with his quote-unquote false championship that they kept saying was a fake championship. It's not real because MVP didn't win the United States Championship. So Apollo Crews comes back. He's not hurt no more. And he's ready to have his title match for his United States Championship. Only thing is he shows up with the old United States title. So they have their match. And in the middle of that match, R-Truth comes running down to the ring, chased by all of the goons that be running after the 24/7 title. He somehow gets in the ring, runs through the match, distracting this motherfucker MVP, and Apollo hits MVP with like a power bomb or something like that, and he pins him. 1, 2, 3. He takes his title and he runs. So at the end of that shit, MVP gets mad, and he tells R-Truth, he's like, look, we gonna settle this shit once and for all. He was like, you want a shot at that 24/7 title? He was like, all right, fine. You versus Shelton Benjamin, and then this motherfucker Akira Tozawa, one of the main dudes that was chasing him. He's like, y'all two versus Shelton Benjamin in a triple threat match for the 24/7 title. Yeah. And the match is going okay until the ninjas that Akira Tozawa is with, yeah, I said that right. Yeah. They start getting involved with Bobby Lashley and MVP. MVP and them take out the ninjas, this, that, and the third. Shelton Benjamin goes outside to take out one of the ninjas. While he's outside taking out the ninjas, Akira Tozawa hits R-Truth with a senton off the top. Back first, landing on him. Bow. Pins him. 1, 2, 3. Takes the title and runs off. So I'm like, oh wow. So now, where I'm at, they trying to regain both titles, and I got a feeling it's finna happen soon. Cause I know that it happens, but it's finna happen soon. So SmackDown was kind of not phoning it in, but I guess the only good thing about SmackDown at that time was Sasha and Bayley, and what they were going through with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. So that in and of itself, that was a okay storyline, but other than that, there was nothing really memorable at that time about SmackDown, because I think, yeah, what we did get was a Firefly Funhouse where Bray kind of explained what the fuck happened with the swamp fight, and what that was is he was like, oh yeah, Brian can't make it, seeing as how he drowned in a swamp. And he's like, but if he recovers, he's like, he wants to fight him. And then he had the little lantern of his old self, the shit that he brought out the first time he debuted The Fiend. He had that, and then there was a voice coming from it said, but I want my rematch. And he goes, no, you had your shot. I'm not letting you back out of the jar.
Wow.
Yeah. Bro. So he's like, yeah, no. He wants to fight him. And he wants the Universal title. So now we're like, okay, so that match that y'all told us was for the Universal title. Was it for the Universal title? Oops. Don't worry. They're not paying attention. They figure the fans don't know shit. They're not paying attention. Nobody's really watching this. So they setting up for The Fiend versus Braun Strowman at SummerSlam, which is kind of poetic because that's where The Fiend debuted in the first place in 2018, I think it was, when he faced Finn Balor, and that was a debut for your ass. That motherfucker came in hard body. Freaking yeah, so outside of that, like I said, SmackDown really wasn't popping that much at the time outside of Sasha and Bayley. Go back into Raw the next week. Now we setting up for the women's title match. They kind of, that's one of the main events is setting up, and straight up, what's happening is Asuka comes to the ring with Kairi Sane. This is like at the time that they were saying that she was getting ready to leave the company anyway, because they said she was ready to retire. I think it's because Nia Jax kept hurting that bitch and y'all kept letting that bitch go with no repercussions. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, so Kairi in her final time on TV, at least, chases off Bayley from the start to give Asuka that one-on-one match that she's supposed to have. That way there's no cheating involved, because the two of them together have been cheating, winning, and it's just glorious. So Kairi chases off Bayley, so we think. They have a back and forth match. Sasha and Asuka have a back and forth match. This shit is dope. And just when it's looking like Asuka's getting ready to win, the main screen pops up with a camera backstage, and it's Bayley kicking Kairi Sane's ass, throwing her up against this metal garage door. You know them steel rolly doors that come down, them security doors? Bruh, she is just mollywopping her all over this daggone security door. And you hear Kairi screaming in pain, Asuka! Asuka! So Asuka comes running. And so the referee counts, gets all the way to 10, rings the bell. When they ring the bell, that's the only thing that wakes Sasha up. She wakes up, they handed her the belt. She's like, ha ha, I told you I'd do it. Wow. So now officially in the record books, she is the Raw Women's Champion.
Oh man, tell me it went down like that?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
So Asuka beat this girl to sleep.
Was getting ready to win.
Oh
and
man.
Yeah.
and then the girl.
But that's because she didn't have championship advantage. She didn't have champion's advantage.
So now that girl think somehow, some way, she done beat Oscar ass. That she wasn't even there no more.
Right.
Oh man.
Right. Woke up and they handed her the belt. Like,
I might have to tune in.
Here you
to
go.
That, see what
Here you
that's
go.
gonna be like. Now, that's got to
So,
be hilarious.
Freaking yeah, that and the shit going on with Seth Rollins and the Rey Mysterio family. So
Now wait a minute, because I saw a clip, not a clip, but I saw a headline on Facebook that said something about Roman Reigns. I think it was Roman Reigns teaming up with Rey Mysterio
that's what's
and
going
his
on.
brother. Oh, his son.
Currently.
Okay.
That's what's going on currently, I believe.
And that's against Seth Rollins?
Nah, it's probably against. Well, he's currently going up against Edge, but
Oh, that might be.
yeah. But Seth Rollins is on SmackDown now too. They done pretty much took everybody that was on Raw outside of Roman Reigns and put them on SmackDown. And I say outside of Roman Reigns because he was on SmackDown already. So, but at the time I'm watching, he's still, on the bench. Like, I ain't fucking with that COVID shit. So, yeah. So, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, because now it's no longer him and Austin Theory. I was mad when just one day this motherfucker disappeared. What it was, they sent him back down to NXT. But they didn't say nothing about it. They didn't mention him no more. They just was like, this motherfucker was never there. Like, if you talking about Austin Theory being with Seth Rollins, they look at you like, what are you talking about? That never happened. No, we got this video of him being with Seth. That never happened. So, anyway, Rollins talked about having to take Rey Mysterio's eye and saying that he didn't want to do it and this, that, and the third. So, Dominic comes out.
He plucked that nigga eye.
Yeah, Dominic comes out and he had cause Rollins told him, he was like, yo, you could get down with me or you suffer the same fate as your father. He's like, I'm giving you a choice. And so Ray comes on the screen and he's like, Seth, what are you doing? Stop. No. He's like, you're not giving him a choice. There is no choice. And he's like, I'm giving him the choice, the freedom to choose whether he wants to be part of the greater good or if he wants to be sacrificed like his father. Bro, Dominic comes out and just jumps on his ass. So him and Buddy Murphy jumped the shit out of Dominic. Aleister Black, which is funny because at this moment in time, he's Malachi Black over in AEW. Yeah, he debuted and kicked the shit out of Arn Anderson and Cody. So, yeah. But no, at this point in 2020, Aleister Black shows up with injured arm, and it was injured because of the little scuffle he had with Seth Rollins a week or so before. So he starts helping out Dominic. He gets Buddy Murphy off of him. He starts attacking Murphy, and he's holding Murphy off for a minute till Seth Rollins looks up, grabs his arm, slams that shit on the apron. Soon as he hits the ground, Seth Rollins jumps on his arm and just continually just pounds it. Just went ape shit on that man's arm. They end up having a match. It's Aleister versus Rollins. Murphy gets involved. He kicks the shit out of Murphy, and Rollins takes advantage of him, grabs his arm, slams that shit again, and then curb stomps this motherfucker.
Oh, wow. Damn,
And
buddy.
they like while he's laying there, him and Buddy Murphy do their little bad guy pose or whatever, and Buddy's on his knees looking at the camera, and Seth Rollins is behind him with his little pose, and then he taps him. He goes, "You know what you have to do." He said, "What?" He looked at him like, "The hell you talking about?" "You know what you have to do." Grabs this man by his beard and pulls him in. He was like, "This man embarrassed you. He beat you on numerous occasions. Made you look like a fool. You know what you have to do, Murphy. You're either with me or you're not part of the greater good. What's it gonna be?" Murphy jumped on this motherfucker, started beating his ass, drug him over to the steps, pushed his eye into the corner of the steps.
Oh, wow. So niggas is on, wow.
Did him like they did Rey Mysterio.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Left that nigga slick blind.
Plucking eyes now.
So the next week, when they came back, this motherfucker Rollins decides he's gonna pick on the commentary team. Cause he walks out there, he was like, "Before I get into what I got to say, I got some housekeeping to do." He gets out of the ring, walks over to the announce table, tells the guy Tom Phillips, who was the main announcer at the time, and he's like, "Tom, last week you were egging on Dominic Mysterio. Like you were cheering him on while he was attacking me." He was like, "You were praising him for attacking me." He's like, "You see, whether you like it or not, you're the voice of Monday Night Raw, which means you are a part of the greater good. The people listen to you, Tom." He was like, "They take your word at face value." Right, like, bro, he the best at that shit. And he is like, "Tom, I didn't want to have to do this, but you brought this on yourself." And then he goes, "Murphy, take him." Murphy went to go walk behind the desk to go grab him. Samoa Joe stood up like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen."
Wait, so Samoa Joe's commentating now, or he was just there?
Yeah, nah, he was commentating for a minute because technically he was on the injured list.
Oh, okay.
Because first he had a broken thumb, then he had a concussion when he came back from his broken thumb. So yeah, they was like super playing it safe, but I digress. So he stands up like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen." He was like, "You want to talk about people that was laughing at you, people that was mocking you, that was egging on Dominic Mysterio? I was the main one. I was laughing the hardest." You want to talk about somebody laughing?
Right, nigga.
He was like, "Now we can take this in the ring and handle this like gentlemen, or I could beat the shit out of your little homeboy right here, drag that motherfucker over to you, and we could do this like gangsters." So Seth taps Buddy. He's like, "Yo, come on." They get back in the ring. He's like, "Okay, Joe, let's do this in the ring. Let's do this in the ring." So Joe like, "All right, since you really want it," he take off his headphones and stuff. So while he's standing there, Seth is like, "Yeah, come on, Joe. Come on, Joe." From behind him, Dominic shows up with a kendo stick, and he just starts wailing on both Seth and Buddy, just giving it to him. Bow, bow. Seth gets away. Buddy trying to get away, can't get away fast enough. Dominic break that kendo stick over my man Buddy Murphy back. Just whap, 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 whap. Motherfucker take off. So that's gonna lead into some other shit that's coming next week. But freaking Randy Orton has challenged Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. Now here's the thing. He laid down the challenge the night after Extreme Rules. And that night, Drew McIntyre had a rematch with Dolph Ziggler for the title.
I was just about to ask.
And nah, cause he won the first match with Drew McIntyre with Dolph Ziggler. They did a rematch because Dolph Ziggler wanted a rematch. So he told Drew, he was like, hell, I'll let you pick the stipulations this time. So Drew McIntyre said, fuck it, we finna have a regular Extreme Rules match where it's Extreme Rules for both of us. And he beat the shit out of Dolph Ziggler. Claymore kick, 1, 2, 3, match over. He's standing in the middle of the ring. They're raising his arm, got the title around his waist. They doing the little pose, the go home shot where they getting that final, that final shot of the champion with the title around his waist. And from out of nowhere, bow, RKO. And the last thing you see before they cut the black is Randy Orton standing over your prone body. So the next week, Drew gets mad. And he's like, yeah, you always talk about that RKOs from out of nowhere. He's like, bro, when I hit you with my shit, you gonna see it coming. He's like, I'm gonna make sure you see it coming. So he calls Orton out. And he's like, bro, you don't even help the younger talent that's coming up. You don't teach them. You don't sit down and talk to them and this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da. Cena used to do that. Taker used to do that. Austin used to do that. Rock used to do that. But then you say you better than them. This, that, and the third, da-da-da-da-da. So he like, motherfucker, I am better than them. Like, bro, I've done shit earlier than they've done it in their career, and I've done it multiple times over. Like, bro, I'm one of the smoothest people in the ring. Hell, the people everybody say is the greatest, that being Ric Flair, even tells me, nigga, I'm the greatest. Nigga, what is you saying? So, he's like, it's okay, because I'm going to take that title off you, and I'm going to do it with the 3 most destructive letters in sports entertainment. RKO. And so Drew was like, yeah, all right, we'll see about that shit. So, the end of the night, Drew ended up having... No, Randy had a match with, I think it was Big Show? No, that happened before Extreme Rules. But I'm trying to remember, because there was another segment where Drew tried to get the upper hand on Randy, and he thought he did, and Randy ducked the Claymore, hit the ground, rolled, got back up. As soon as Drew turned around, bow, RKO. I was like, oh damn, this motherfucker's going in. But yeah, man. So that has been the catch up, cause we all in the mustard. Right? But all right, let's get to some Loki. Let's get to some Loki.
Oh, definitely gotta get to some Loki. You know, tomorrow's
Man,
season is
episode
6. Hey, and they dropping a season 2, so
oh yeah,
got something to look forward to, man. Because they just said they're not gonna
yeah.
be able to show you. They're not gonna be able to give you everything in this final episode.
Bro, it's only 6 episodes. There's no one. It has to be a season 2.
Has to be.
Season 2.
But man, let me tell you,
Bro,
I'm excited to see who's in the castle. I think it's another Loki.
that's the thing. That's the debate that's going on right now. Who's in the castle? I want to talk about who we done seen so far, nigga, because we can't just skip over all them goddamn Lokis.
Yeah, it was a shit ton of Lokis.
Bruh. Freaking, you got Alligator Loki, Kid Loki, Black Loki, Retro Loki. Like, bro, Alligator Loki, that motherfucker wasn't playing.
Nah, he wasn't playing.
He was trying to eat motherfuckers, dog.
He was
Hell,
not playing.
he
I
did
wonder,
eat one motherfucker.
Shit, I wonder whose cat it was he ate.
Bro, it was probably Thor's cat. Or
For the Nexus event.
Yep, or Frigga's cat.
Or maybe Nick Fury's cat.
Probably ate a flirkin.
I have ate a flirt.
And it was like, yeah, no, you really just fucked up the timeline.
Yeah, you might, yo, might be right as hell.
But
I wouldn't
yeah,
put it past him. But yeah,
and then how our Loki kept trying to escape, and it was all like, yeah, no, ain't no escape, bro. We already tried that shit. That's why we still here. And that nigga's like, yeah, nah, well, I'm gonna go try whether y'all are with me or not. It's like, nigga, you know what? I'm with you. Yeah, nah, I'm with you too. Yeah, nah, fuck that. He get all the way outside and see all these other motherfucking Lokis. And the one that was leading them, the Loki for president, nigga, they said in the comics there was a timeline where Loki did run for president.
Yep, they called him the Vote Loki.
Bruh. That shit. And how every one of them turned on each other. It was like, nigga, how did you not see this shit coming?
Exactly. How did you not
So
see
when the black Loki turned on her, he was like, yeah, no, I was the turncoat. It was me. Y'all should have seen this coming. Now, we can get together and we can take over this shit. No. Niggas like, I was always going to turn on you. You should have saw this coming. Like, now, I'm going to take my army and we going to get
then the whole
and
squad.
all them motherfuckers turned on that one nigga. No. You should have known that we was going to turn on you. Like, damn, bruh. Can you not trust yourself, motherfucker?
Right. Can't even trust himself. Phew.
Like,
And that man has issues.
yeah, man. And then to come to find out Mobius wasn't dead. Well, we knew as soon as we found out Loki wasn't dead, that Mobius wasn't dead. But to see this nigga help out and like, yeah, nah, I've actually grown to like you now, type of thing. Like, I don't hate you as much as when I first met you.
Right, yeah. I would like to see how he intends on burning down the TVA
Bruh.
when he takes that fight to them. Because, and yo, I love the fact they got Owen Wilson do that shit. Bruh, I mean, bruh,
Yeah.
you can actually make a whole fucking season series on this shit and it never get old.
Yeah, because the two of them just play off of each other so well.
Now they be talking about there's a lot of references to Kang the Conqueror and all that and all that, but you know what? That's cool and all that, but I guess we'll wait until these Marvel movies start hitting
Bruh.
to, you know.
But then they
Get
talking
all
about,
that
yeah, because
Kang
they saying
huh.
Kang is supposed to be the big bad, like how Thanos was the big
We'll
bad.
see.
Except he's supposed to be worse than Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to be one. Well, yeah, I had seen a list of villains that were way stronger than Thanos. Now, I don't remember all their names, but I know Kang the Conqueror was one of them. But then you find out, fuck all that. Thanos not even the strongest motherfucker out there.
Right. Especially with the Eternals you got coming up. They finna show you some shit. They did mention the Eternals in Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a brief moment when the Collector was explaining the Power Stone, and the first little clip that he shows you of somebody using the Power Stone, that was one of the Eternals. I'm not sure of the name of that one, but yeah, that was him using the Power Stone to devastate a planet. So,
Well,
I'm pretty sure that there's motherfuckers that's stronger than Thanos.
This is what King the Conqueror got me thinking. If Thanos' big moment was him accomplishing his mission, snapping half of humanity, what's Kang's gonna be?
Bro, I think he's trying to wipe out the universe. Or nope, he's trying to reset the timeline.
And if they're gonna do it,
The grand timeline, because I think some
So then
shit
you-
happens to his chick that
So-
causes him to
then
freak the fuck out.
you know he probably gonna succeed.
Yeah, you know it's Marvel. Shit gotta get worse before it get better.
So he'll probably succeed.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But then again, I've been seeing memes talking about Tobey Maguire and Andy Garfield are gonna be co-leads
Wow.
with
Cody.
Tom Hiddleston. Not Tom Hiddleston, Tom Holland in the new Spider-Man movie. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I think that's Sony telling them, no, you gotta use our Spider-Mans too. That way we can do the multiverse. That way we can do the multiverse. No, fuck all that. We don't want to do a multiverse. Our Spider-Man is better than yours. Like, nigga, I gotta read up on how the fuck Sony got the rights to Marvel's Spider-Man if Marvel didn't give it to him. And now it's like, nigga, why are you fighting with the nigga who gave you the shit? Like, nigga, if I'm saying you the people don't like the way you use my shit, let me see it real quick, and then I use it better than you, you can't go, oh well, no, now you gotta put my shit in there with it because it's part of it. No, fuck that. This is my shit. I let you hold it. You wasn't using it right. I took it from you. I used it right 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And you want to come back and say, well, now I got to use your shit too. No. It's not how this works. But that's what it seems like Sony is doing. You have to make our Spider-Man canon too. No, we don't want to make your Spider-Man canon. Because Tobey Maguire was an awesome Peter Parker and a terrible Spider-Man. Andy Garfield was a great Spider-Man, terrible Peter Parker. Tom Holland kind of merged both of those because he was like the perfect Peter Parker, but at the same time, the perfect Spider-Man.
He was just right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like now they want to convolute the Spider-Man universe because it's like, well now Spider-Man really can't go home because everybody know his identity, and this motherfucker Quentin Beck done ruined it for everybody, made it look like Spider-Man killed everybody. Like, nah, that ain't how this shit going down.
Yeah, I so got like a personal beef with that dude, and he don't even exist.
Pardon me. But yeah, Marvel made Quentin Beck just the worst. And the fact that they casted such a douchebag like Jake Gyllenhaal. Cause I'm sorry, I didn't like him ever since I seen Prince of Persia. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
really,
he killed it for me there
dude?
too, buddy. I mean, I didn't really give him much. I didn't even know who he was.
Right, like, I mean, I think he was a star back in his younger years, and it was like, I used to watch, I don't know, maybe it might have been scary movies he might have been in, shit that we probably just don't remember him being
I
in.
know he wasn't in no scary movie. Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't even remember what he looked like. Never mind, I didn't. I almost forgot what he
And
looked
it's
like.
like, yeah. So, I'm like, when I seen him in Prince of Persia, I was like, yeah, no, this dude is terrible. This dude is terrible. He's not Middle Eastern. Like, it's clear that he's not Middle Eastern. Dude's got blue eyes. Like, come on, man. And then them shit stand out. So it's like casting a white guy to play Jesus. It's like,
Well, they've done that already.
I know that. That's why I said that.
That's bullshit.
But yeah, nah. So the theories on who's in the tower. One, I heard it's another Loki. It's that Loki that they didn't show us yet. The one that's in the gold armor. Like when you watch the trailer, they saying that might be him. It might be Kang. Some are saying it might even be that nigga Mobius.
I don't see it being Mobius. I don't see that.
Bro, I've kind of been suspicious of him since the beginning. Because it's like he knew exactly which Loki to fucking pull. to start this shit. Out of all the Lokis in the multiverse, why did he grab that one? You see what I'm saying? Or who's to say he hasn't tried it with multiple?
See,
Who's to say he hasn't tried it with multiple other Lokis? And that's where we got that whole fucking plane of Lokis from. Those are the Lokis he tried to do it with, and they failed. Because they get to the cloud and they back off. Because they see that big ass cloud monster and they're like, yeah, no, we can't go through that. This, that, and it's like, they fail because they get to that point and it's like, no, we can't do it. So they just stay in that purgatory. You see what I'm saying? And maybe the fact that this Loki got with Sylvie and the two of them started tag teaming shit, that this might be his one chance to do whatever it is that he wants to do. That's why I'm saying it might be him in the castle, and then they get there, and Mobius is like, yeah, no, I was the one that set all of this shit in motion. The minute you picked up that Tesseract, I knew what the fuck was going down, and I put shit in motion so that I can bring down the TVA.
but I think
So, because I want to go to fuck home.
it might be another Loki. Because I mean, if you gotta remember why he brought him in. He brought a Loki in to catch a Loki. Get a Loki, catch a Loki.
Right.
What if it's not the Loki we all thought it was?
Right.
What if it isn't Sylvie?
Right. You saying what if
Somebody
Mobius
else.
is the Loki?
No. Maybe.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just suspicious of the character Mobius.
I don't know.
Because he,
I fucks with Mobius.
bruh, he knows more than he's telling. And he's got that, I always know where I'm at in this situation. Like when he got hit with the recharge stick or reset, when they pruned him, so to
his
speak.
ass.
Bro, when they pruned this motherfucker, he wasn't even angry.
No.
When he showed up, he picked up Sylvie like it was all good, like they were cool.
He's done
Like
it
he
before.
wasn't just chasing her.
He's done it before. He's been
You see what I'm
pruned
saying?
before.
Right, or he knew what the fuck was gonna happen when he got pruned. So he's like, all right, y'all are pretty much sending me to the land of Lokis, the people that I put there. Okay, cool. Now, at first I thought that the chick that's running the TVA. At first, like when we got that scene with her and Sylvie, I thought, okay, maybe she doesn't know what's going on. Maybe she's just as in the dark as Sylvie, and she's trying to use Sylvie to figure out what's going on. Then it switched when I noticed her manipulating Miss Minutes. And I noticed it because Sylvie noticed it. Because they would ask Miss Minutes a question and she'd, give me a minute. Let me look through this, And it's like, bitch, you're a computer program. It should take you seconds to find some information. Or she'll go, oh, well, I found this information, but I don't think it's the information you need. Let me keep looking.
But now there's a
And so I was
theory.
like, okay, yeah, no. That other chick, she's manipulating Miss Minutes.
Now it's
in
a
order
theory that Miss
to-
Minutes is the one behind the shit. It's a theory that is actually
Bro.
Miss Minutes. Like I
Bro,
mean, woo.
if it
Fucking with time.
is,
It could be anybody.
bruh, if it is, I'd laugh my ass off.
I would too.
I would literally laugh my ass off like, bruh, because that would be the biggest, like, bang flag that you've ever seen. But then again, they could make her on some maniacal shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's keeping motherfuckers in a sort of hell. because she's got that shit looking like an office, and it's done up with like the 1970s aesthetic, and so it feels it's retro, but y'all still got modern technology, even though the modern technology is put in a retro look. Like, bruh, that's a hell or a form of it. And it seems like anybody who talks about being a variant and not being created by the timekeepers were pruned. Like, immediately. If you even breathed like you was finna say that shit, they pull that stick out quick fast. Boop. Nope. Can't have that. So yeah, when they get to that cloud at the end, and you see that big ass castle, and it's like, yeah, we can we just give it up for Retro Loki one time? How that nigga, that motherfucker really did his thing, bro. Like, yeah. And then he was laughing as he went out when that shit came and scooped his ass. Bro, that motherfucker was laughing his ass off like, yeah, I did it, nigga. I did it. Gone. Only thing that shit left was that nigga's helmet.
Yeah, but it's nice. He found his glorious purpose in the end.
Didn't he, though?
Yeah.
So, that's what we got to look forward to. So, from our point in time, it's looking like tomorrow. But when this not when it goes live, but when it airs, for y'all it will be yesterday. So y'all will be talking about what we're already talking about. Catch up. But moving along, let's talk about some Black Widow. Cause that shit.
Yeah, that shit was. Yeah, and I got to see it a day early.
Oh, you and me both.
So yeah, felt kind of special. Only had to see it. But
yeah, man, I saw that shit in Dolby.
That shit right
Dolby
there, let me tell you,
Atmos.
that cemented her as one of the greatest.
Bruh, like if motherfuckers didn't know she was an Avenger before, you know, this bitch is an Avenger.
Every time you see her,
She
she's
doesn't run with the
finished
Avengers.
saving the world.
She is one.
Right.
But yeah, man, she did her thing in this movie. But what got me, and what I think got a lot of people, was the chick playing her sister. That bitch put on a performance of a lifetime in that movie. At least I feel that way. Cause she came off like the bratty younger sister who grew up in a fucked up foster home and is like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers left me, so fuck y'all, but y'all still my family. Right?
This was a killing machine. Man.
Right? But yeah, nah, she kind of brought that comedy without seeming over the top, trying to be funny.
Right. Yep, exactly.
Just the little snarky comments she would make. Like, bruh, the shit when she asked the Titan, why do you always do that thing when you fight? Like, what thing? You know, the thing with your arm and when you toss your hair. You know, the thing. And then she got down in Natasha's pose and I was like, oh, wow. And she said, I don't do that. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that was nice. The big sister, little sister dynamic between the two of them.
Right.
Kept it
To me,
close,
that kept the
personal.
movie grounded.
Yep.
Even though they were doing some off the wall, wild and crazy shit.
Yeah, the fact that my man Draco's shit was in the cloud.
Oh, nigga.
Nigga, that shit? Come on, bro.
Looking like Scott P out this
Right.
bitch. I was like, Oh wow, y'all can do that.
Y'all could definitely pull off one.
Why? How do y'all keep fucking up anime movies?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Y'all got the technology.
Right. Use it when you don't need it.
Right. Right. But what did you think about the dude that kept getting her all the provisions that she needed?
I thought he was gonna end up being a narc, to be honest with you. I thought he was gonna end up giving her up.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah, I did.
Cause when they first showed him, I thought he was slick gonna be on some love interest shit. But then I was like, nope. Gotta remember, this is a female-driven movie, and for some odd reason, they can't be badasses and be submissive to a man as well. So it's like, even though if you watch that shit, some critics will say that nigga was mad thirsty for her. I'm like, no. Cause if you watch that shit, nigga, she was slick kinda thirsty for his ass. If you peep the look she was giving that nigga, like, bro, she was sizing that nigga up like, boy, you just don't know how to fuck you 4 ways from Sunday. And that nigga's just like, hey man, I'm just getting you what you need cause you asked me to, and I'm a good friend and blah blah and yada yada and freaking but nah. Her dad. The Red Guardian. That nigga was just, yeah, I liked him. I liked him. That motherfucker was cool as shit. Like, just the scene where he was in jail, getting a back tattoo, arm wrestling niggas, just beating them as they come along. Then that one skinny motherfucker show up and he's sitting there, bruh. Seen that with my mom and my brother, and my mom goes, up, looks like he having trouble, and I'm like, wait for it, bang, drop my man like a bad habit. But the one that caught it the worst was the last one. That big barely motherfucker show up and sit down like, yeah, this motherfucker ain't finna do that shit to me. This thing, catch my man telling the story about how he was in his glory days fighting with Captain America and how he almost had that nigga, but Captain America got away. This motherfucker, and when did all of this happen? My man said, I don't know, like what, 1985 or some shit like that? And then Captain America was still in the ice in 85. You calling me a liar? I mean, well, I'm just saying. Grabbed my man's hand, snap. My man pulled his arm up, that nigga's wrist wasn't even there no more. Made that nigga arm look like a limp noodle. Like, he shouldn't have called that man a liar. Like, the fuck, if you gonna call a nigga a liar, you better be ready to back that shit up. That's all I'm saying. Right. Why would you arm wrestle a super soldier? That was your first mistake.
That's another thing. Probably didn't nobody even notice he was a super soldier.
Or they thought that nigga was lying because he kept talking about fighting Captain America. And niggas is like, man, we know Captain America ain't come out the ice till like 2009. Like, what? What is you saying?
He's been frozen for a long time. Dummy, you lying. Your story sounds suspect, nigga.
And then my man take and break your arm.
Yeah,
Bow!
It's
Right. Now who's lying, motherfucker? But yeah, that breakout scene with the two of them was breaking him out and bruh, but yeah, man, like I said with his sister, and then he was like, damn, I thought I would have some grandkids. So it was like, see, that's the thing about being kidnapped by a militia group that gives you an involuntary hysterectomy. It's like, yeah, they, involuntary vasectomy. So they go in there and they just rip all your insides out. So they get all up in there and they rip everything out. And then she just started describing. She, my man was like, okay, I didn't know you was gonna get all clinical and nasty. Stop. But yeah, that whole dysfunctional family reunion, where it's like they all get back together, but it's like, we don't really fuck with each other.
That was good. I was happy that the mom didn't turn on them the way I thought she did. I thought the mom was like a complete scumbag.
Yeah, they got me with that one. It wasn't until the end when she was sitting there talking to Draco, and she kept saying, so you not even gonna go say nothing to Natasha? You ain't finna, you just finna go through with your plan and let the doctors do what they want on her without even seeing her to tell her that you know that she killed your daughter, or that she blew up your daughter. And then he was like, nope, motherfucker gotta do that. When she's sitting right in front of me. I was like, oh, that motherfucker, I didn't see that one coming. I was like, okay, touche, y'all got me with that one. When she had to take the mask, it like, yeah. That's when that pheromone shit came into play. And he was like, oh, what's the matter? Can't hit me, can you? Yeah, no. Right.
All cause she can smell some shit. That's good.
Hey man, blame the writer. But yeah, nah. And then when she was trying to coerce this nigga into hitting her in the face to break her nose, and then she was like, well, since you were too weak to fucking do it, and she smashes her nose on the daggone desk. Yeah, man. I was like, okay, that shit was wild. That shit was wild.
And you know, I ain't got a problem with the fact that Taskmaster was a girl in this one. I didn't have a problem with
I
it.
was just about to get to Taskmaster.
I just thought to put that out. Everybody got a problem
Yeah,
with
like,
Taskmaster used to be a guy
right.
in the comic, and I'm like, man.
Right, because I'm like, dude, if you're gonna have a female hero, why not have a female villain? Why do y'all keep making, giving female heroes male villains? Like, that's like pushing forth a narrative as to say, oh yeah, it's women versus men. Cause you don't see that shit happen when a man is a hero. No, a man is a hero. Who's his villain? A man. It's rarely a woman. And if it is a woman, they play on the fact that nobody expected that it was a woman. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna have a female hero, why not have a female villain? Give her somebody equal to go against. The only thing I wish they would have did more with this Taskmaster. I wish they would have gave her a fight with Yelena. Cause I would have loved to see like that scene where Yelena got hit with the red mist and she was freed. And the other chick was like, everybody converge on team leader. Bro, if Taskmaster would have showed up then and started beating her sister's ass to the point her sister had to try to escape because she couldn't win, that shit would have been dope. And then we could have seen her get away and then send the package off to her sister. Because when Black Widow opens up, she's like, the fuck? She didn't even know what she had yet. Cause dude had just said, yeah, you got some stuff from, what's her name? Pardon. He was telling her she had some stuff from Budapest. Yeah, from Budapest. And she was like, it is Budapest. No, it's Budapest. And then they put the shit on the screen and it spells out Budapest, and it's like, but yeah, nah. I really wish they would have did more with Taskmaster, cause the way she came in like fucking Terminator, bro. I was like, okay, I can get down with this, cause that scene where they had her set up watching that screen of just motherfuckers fighting non-stop. And then they walk up and put this big ass computer chip in the back of her head. I'm like, oh shit. This shit is okay. So she's downloading this shit. Oh. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. I'm like, okay. So she gonna be a bad motherfucker. She show up, they give her one hand-to-hand fight. And it's like, it was dope, but I want more. They don't show her for the rest of the movie. Well, no, they do. They do. They give us that traffic scene where she's chasing them in traffic with that big-ass tank driving through everything. Like, bro, that shit was crazy. But, yeah, I thought at the end they was gonna give us a fight between the two of them. They slick did, but Natasha wasn't really trying to fight.
Right.
That shit was a one-sided fight.
Once she found out, you know, what really was going on, she was just trying to save.
Right, but then again, that goes back into that girl power movement that, oh no, we have to lift each other up.
Man,
we have to be better.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck that shit.
You lifted
that
her
bitch
up
is trying to
and-
kill you.
You lifted her up in gunpowder and
Right.
explosives.
And it shouldn't have been no just you spray her with the thing and that all of that goes away. No,
Right.
fuck that.
You
Bitch,
just
you tried to
blew her
blow me
away.
up. No, not tried. You did.
Right.
Bitch, you
tried
blew
to-
me up.
You tried to blow
This
up my
beef
father.
goes deeper than me being mind controlled. Nigga, he told me that it was you that pulled the trigger. That was the only mind control I needed, goddammit. You tried to kill me, so now I'ma get even. Which would have made sense when she showed up and they got into that first fight if Taskmaster was actually trying to kill her. Because if she would have recognized Natasha Romanoff, oh no, execute on sight.
Right. Probably what happened.
That's what that shit should have been. And that fight should have went a whole lot worse than it did. But again, yeah, like I said, they teased us with Taskmaster, making us think this bitch, they finna show us a whole lot of shit with her. Nope. Hell, even if it wasn't her fighting Natasha, even if after they freed all the other widows, if Taskmaster fought all of them bitches.
Ooh, yeah, that would have been sweet.
Because the fight they had with Natasha was dope. But the fight they could have had with Taskmaster, with them trying to protect Natasha's sister, like, bruh. Because Natasha's sister was the one that freed them. So, of course, she was going to be on the hit list. So what you could do is you could kind of foreshadow Natasha's death by having Taskmaster do some fuck shit where she, like, almost snap her spine or some shit like that. Right? Make you think Natasha's down and out. So she's gone for a minute. And so Taskmaster looks over and she sees Yelena. And that shit says execute on sight. And Taskmaster immediately goes into fighting with Yelena. Only difference is now all the fucking widows are trying to protect her. And so now you getting all these other bitches fighting. And what you get is Taskmaster mimicking every bitch that attacks her. Beating them with their own move because she's just a little bit faster. And that's how you do Taskmaster. If you gonna do it. Come on, man. But I did like that giant CG battle in the sky. That shit where they blew up the fortress. And that motherfucker started falling to the ground. The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
Yeah, parachuted down, saved her sister, gave her sister the parachute, and then took off to fight Taskmaster. Caught on to the side of the building on the way to fuck down. Yeah, hell yeah.
She did
Bruh.
that.
That
She
shit
did
was
that.
fucking sweet.
Yeah, and how they were fighting on pieces of the space, the what's the name, the carrier, as it's coming down.
Bro, and then think about it. They went that whole way down, the rest of that way down with no parachute.
Nope.
Slowed they fall through the fall. That
Yep.
shit was.
Until she got close enough to Taskmaster to pull her parachute.
They should give us a way better one-on-one fight. Or like
Right.
I said, like both of them versus Taskmaster.
Either both of them versus Taskmaster. Hell, they could have had that during that scene where Taskmaster was chasing
Ooh,
them during
I got
traffic.
it.
They could have had Taskmaster corner them,
Got it.
show up, and the two of them fight there.
Have them fight Taskmaster, and instead of them fighting with their styles, fight with each other's styles.
Oh, that shit would have
Throw
been dope.
Taskmaster off.
Yeah.
That'd
Because
the
she
only
would
way
be
you can figure.
expecting
Yup.
Yelena to fight with her own style and vice versa.
That'd be the
But
only
if
way
they
I see
switch,
it.
because they're sisters,
Yup.
they know each other so well, they could use each other's attacks and ain't even paying attention to the fact that that's what they doing.
Man, that'd be the only. I can see that'd be the only way beating Taskmaster.
Yeah, could have did that shit like Hobbs and Shaw,
Yup.
which is what I thought they was gonna do. But,
It's alright though. We still love you, Black Widow.
right?
Shit. And I hate that they had to show us at the end that you're dead. They had to remind us that you're dead.
Right.
I was like, oh, you fucking.
And then sent her sister after Clint Barton,
Get the fuck come on.
which they saying is probably gonna set up for a Hawkeye movie. And I'm guessing this bitch is gonna show up and either attack his family or something, send this nigga down the road where he turns into Ronin. Nigga, bruh, that better be how they do that shit. Like, Marvel, if you're listening, I doubt you are, but if you're listening, if you gonna do a Hawkeye movie, which he deserves a goddamn movie, cause he's the only motherfucker that didn't have a movie that wasn't really featured other than in like the group movies. That was the only time they really mentioned him. It was like any other time they didn't talk about my man. So if y'all gonna give Hawkeye his own movie, y'all gotta go down the path of Ronin. Y'all kind of showed us in Endgame what that shit would look like. But now what you could do is have the chick Val that's setting up the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts, have, being that she sent Yelena, who's gonna be called White Widow moving forward after Clint Barton. In the Hawkeye movie, you could have her take out his family. I know this sounds morbid and fucked up, but send that man down that path to become Ronin. And what he does is he starts tracking down how to find this chick Val, the chick who set up the Dark Avengers. Because he's not blaming Yelena because he knows she was manipulated. And he knows that Natasha would never want him to take it out on her. So, he would want to go after Val. So, that would lead into him trying to chase down anybody that knows her, and he'd go into that whole motherfucker, I really don't care, and I'm killing motherfuckers. Whether you give me information or not, I'm killing you.
That's just how that cookie's crumbling, man.
Right?
That would be it, though. I wonder when there was, well, shit, well, if it's after Natasha died and shit, I guess it'd be after Endgame this movie took place.
Yeah.
Sometime between whenever these other movies start to drop.
Right. Right.
That would be dope.
Bro.
Does he live or die?
I think for this one, we gonna kill him off. Well, no, let me not say that. Let me not say that. Let me say that in maybe he doesn't kill off Val. He tries to kill her. He mortally wounds her, but she gets away. And he becomes an enemy of the state. So now he's on the run from the government and from the Dark Avengers. And the only people that he can trust are Sam and Bucky, which would be a great way to do a season 2 to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Excuse me, Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, you gotta put some respect on it.
So, yep. That kind of brings me into the final stage. That being some retro wrestling clips. You said you saw a wrestling clip the other day. What clip you was watching?
Stone Cold Steve Austin apparently went corporate for a second. Came down to the ring in a suit. And he still had his hat on his head and his wrestling boots
Oh
on.
yeah.
But yeah, that shit was funny as hell. Watching that little segment of Vince is like, yeah, this hat doesn't go with the suit. And Austin telling him, you know what, man, look, I'm not finna break my back for you no more because I'm already doing it as it is.
Right.
In this punk ass suit.
Yeah.
Then we told that nigga, here, I want you to take a picture, get a snapshot, because this is going to be the absolute
Last time that you see Stone Cold
Said, oh, hell.
in a goddamn suit.
Yeah, that was back when they were calling it WWF still.
Yeah, because that was right after he had won the WWF title. And they were telling him, as a champion, you gotta wear a suit because you represent the company and this, that, and the third, and all the champions wear suits and this, that, and the third, yada yada. And so that's when he did that whole photo op, because when he showed up, Vince was like, "Hey, where the shoes that I bought you?" He's like, "I bought you some $2,000 shoes, man. Fuck, what happened? Those shoes is expensive and they look nice." He's like, "Man, them shoes was tight as fuck and they was squeezing my feet. So I threw on my boots because these shits feel more comfortable."
Right.
Like, yeah, but the hat, we need to get rid of the hat. The hat can go. It doesn't go with the suit, but everything else is fine. This and that, yeah. My man wants you to get a good picture, get a snapshot, because it's the last motherfucking time you gonna see me wearing this son of a bitch. And then he said, now, my man said, what I want you to do is, I forgot what he told. He told that motherfucker, I need you to bow down for Stone Cold.
Yeah, get my
Bow!
check.
Slap my man in the nuts one time. Said, I need you to bow down for Stone Cold. Bow! All in the Johnson.
Not expecting that.
Bruh. Yeah. Those were the days, man. Fucking between Austin and Rock coming out, just embarrassing motherfuckers. Like the shit with Booker T and Shane. And Rock shows up, and it was like his first time back since the invasion. And he's like, sees Booker T and goes, "Who in the blue hell are you?" He's like, "Who am I? Who am I? I'm the WCW champion." He said, "I'm the 5-time WCW champion, sucker." I mean, you're the 5-time WCW champion, sucker. Like, hold up, motherfucker. You twisted my words. Nah. I'm just holding up a mirror. That's exactly what you said. And he's like, no, The Rock knows who you are. The Rock knows who you are. And he's like, wait, you got them dreadlocks? Dark as you is? You Whoopi Goldberg. It's like, man, I will. The Rock knows you're not Whoopi Goldberg. Fucking with you. But yeah, him and Jericho went off on Shane. They did the same shit with Steph, where cause that matter of fact, that's who it was in the ring. It was Steph, cause it was right after she had her booby implants, and was trying to act like nobody noticed that bitch went from being flat chested to having her heart stick out, like, bruh. So, fucking, yeah, man, the Jericho used to go ham with the disrespect on Steph, nigga. That nigga used to call her all type of shit. Talking about you low down, dirty, bottom feeding, trash bag hoe. Like, God damn, dog. Told him, he was like, we're gonna get that nasty, filthy, smelly beast. And we're gonna get you too, Rhino. Like, God damn, nigga. But yeah, man, that shit used to go hard in the paint, man.
Old clips.
Bruh. But it's about that time. It is time to get on your telephone, your cellular device, if you will, whether it be your phone, tablet, computer, laptop, whatever the fuck you own. If you can get applications on it, go to your App Store, Google Play, Apple App Store, whatever you do to get your apps. Go to that 93.5, type in Fly 93.5, grab that app. Fly 93.5, grab that app. Go ahead, listen to us. If you can't get us that way, you could go online to radio.fly935.com/listen live, or you can hit us up on Facebook at armond.joseph.9. That's ARMOND.JOSEPH.9. Or you can hit us up on Twitter at Armond Joseph, ARMONDJOSEPH. Or you can check us out on Instagram at AnimanChill88. If you're an animator and you want to send in some of your work, maybe we could use it as a logo, maybe we could use it as faceplate for the show, whichever we choose to do with it. But if you feel like sending in your work, because we are Animan Chill, you can send it to animanchill88@gmail.com. That's all one word, animanchill88@gmail.com. Send us your work, we'll hit you back. And you know, it's time to grab your favorite person, throw in your favorite tunes, flicks, whatever you got. Time to Animan Chill. Peace.
Dynamic entrance kicking in the door like God. Turn up to the max, shooting energy up to the sky. Tap into the station 935, it's time to rock. Swooshy color backgrounds just to let you know we fly. Undefeated, never beaten, cause we got the skill. Striking all this black gold, you would think we had a drill. We got what you need, homie, so come and get your fill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill. It's time to anime and chill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill.